You are listening to Wilhelm, a film-centric podcast for film lovers of all kinds. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to Wilhelm. I am your host, Ben Beck, and ordinarily I will not tell you to stop listening to this podcast. But I'm going to change that this time around, because if you have not seen Last Night in Soho, Edgar Wright's new film, stop right now and go see the movie. One, because it's fucking amazing. And when I'm using fuck this soon in the podcast, you know I'm on to something. Secondly, we're going to be talking about Last Night in Soho, and we're not pulling punches on the spoilers, or we're not holding back on the spoilers, rather. It's going to be a spoiler-full review of Edgar Wright's new movie, Last Night in Soho. So, without further ado, let me bring on my guests for this one. They are former guests of Wilhelm. They are the current co-hosts together of the Run for Your Lives podcast. Please welcome back to Wilhelm, my friends, Daphne Backman and fellow Edgar Wright superfan, Pake Allen.
Yes.
Awesome.
So excited. So when you're doing Edgar Wright, I have to be here. I feel
Right?
like it's just
It's almost a given.
Yeah. I feel
And
like you do. You have to be there. You
And
have to.
it's fun because we all recently, within the last 2 hours to 5 days, have all seen Last Night in Soho. Pake saw it the furthest time array. Daphne 3 days. Me
3 days ago. Yep.
at the time of recording this, 2 hours.
So it's freshest on your mind,
It's
which is
freshest in my mind. And it's one of those things too that, like, before I went and saw it, I was like, I don't have anything planned for Wilhelm this week, so I'm just going to do a quick review of Last Night in Soho for people who want to go see it or have seen it already, to see what their feelings are. And then when I walked out of the movie, I'm like, I need to talk about this movie with other people.
Yes.
I cannot do it by myself.
Same. Yes. I've waited 3 days to have this conversation. I'm so excited.
Pake's waited the longest amount of time
He
to have
has.
a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Obviously, again, if you're listening this far into the podcast, hopefully you have seen the movie by now, or you are not, you just don't care that you're going to get spoiled, which, again, with this movie,
go see it.
you need
Go
to
see
see it. I mean,
You do.
God, like, it's just so, yeah. So, okay. Last Night in Soho, rated R, 1 hour 56 minute running time. An aspiring fashion designer is mysteriously able to enter the 60s, where she encounters a dazzling wannabe singer, but the glamour is not all it appears to be, and the dreams of the past start to crack and splinter into something darker. This is Edgar Wright's, it's not his first foray into horror, because he did Shaun of the Dead, which is comedic horror. This is his first attempt at horror, thriller, suspense.
Yeah.
And I again, for Pake and I to talk about this, it comes kind of from a place of bias, because we absolutely love Edgar Wright, but we're very truthful in our thoughts.
Mhm.
So having Daphne on with us too is kind of what breaks it up. So we know if she loved it, we're good. My personal
Yes.
opinion, holy shit, did he knock this out of the park?
Oh yeah. I literally, anybody who was in earshot of me in the theater heard me. The movie ended and I just looked up and I went, like this volume just went, Edgar fucking Wright does it again.
Yeah.
Like I just
I mean, Daphne, what are your overall, before we get into like details, overall thoughts on the movie?
I stayed away from trailers and any, previews of any kind for the most part, because I wanted to go in and just enjoy the experience. And when I left the theater, I was thinking, I love what he did with this. Give me some more. because I really enjoyed it. I liked the way he always he has a thing with music in his films, and I'm sure we'll talk about this a little more. But the way that the film was shot and the moving back and forth between present day and the 60s, and the way that the music kind of was its own character, he continued that with this, only he took it into this real horror, creepy realm. And there were I jumped a couple of times.
There were no jump scares for me. I'm very desensitized to that. So it takes a lot to make me jump. Although it was funny because I was with two other people tonight, and one of them, they showed the trailer for the new Scream movie, and she jumped at the trailer, and I literally leaned over. I was like, "Did you jump at a trailer?" I was like, "You shouldn't even go see the movie because you're just gonna be scared out of your mind the whole time."
Yep.
I can definitely see how there were moments in this movie that would make people jump, because there are some creepy moments in this film, but there was nothing jump scare-ish for me, and I'm fine with that. Like I'm okay with there not being jump scares.
Yeah, it was more, I mean, there were definitely moments where I just like said to myself, like, oh, that's creepy. That's really like, I can really appreciate those moments where I'm sitting, I'm like, this makes me feel uneasy, and I love that it's doing that.
Yeah. I want to say it's a solid cast, in that there are three main characters for the most part, a couple supporting characters, and then a lot of background. But the three main characters pretty much are Thomasin McKenzie, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Matt Smith. Matt Smith, my second favorite Doctor from Doctor Who, so I'm a fan of his already. Thomasin McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy are relatively new to me. I never watched Queen's Gambit. But
did you see Split?
I mainly know her from Split and Glass.
She's that's right. She is in those movies. Son of a bitch. And I didn't realize that until now, until you pointed that out. I will say though, don't get me wrong, I know there's like a 15-year age difference between her and I, but man, this movie made me fall in love with Anya Taylor-Joy. She's a phenomenal actress.
Yeah,
she really proved that in this, and she's just a beautiful actress as well. But yeah, I mean, in addition to those three, we had Diana Rigg, who most people would probably know from Game of Thrones. Michael
She
J.O.
had a stellar career in the UK too.
Yes,
Diana Rigg is very
and Michael J.O., who most notably most people probably know from Attack the Block, another British film comedy. But other than that, there's not a lot of standout cast. I mean, those are the most. Oh my God, Terrence Stamp. How did I almost forget Terrence Stamp? He is integral to this movie. So, but yeah, Daphne, I'm with you in that seeing this movie solidified one thing for me, and that is there's no doubt in my mind Edgar Wright has a style. He has his own distinct style. And when you watch this movie, one of the things that he is notably, not even the music, put the music aside because that's in a category all itself. Stylistically shooting, he has a style. And for me, it's the camera pans. It's the real quick camera pans from one shot to the other. And when you see that, they're done in such a way that if I did not know Edgar Wright directed this, that would have given it away.
It's this, the cinematic style that he has where everything, it's a lot of quick things, but it flows naturally. We see it with Scott Pilgrim. We see it with Baby Driver. We see it with all of the stuff.
Oh, it's in Hot Fuzz.
Especially these kind of things. But with this one, I think the moment that really I was like, this is Edgar Wright 100% is the first time. Well, there's two, the music and then the cinematography is the first time that Ellie goes back or, starts dreaming of or seeing Sandy. And that first one, because you get the music going with the flashing lights outside the window and it's timed perfectly with the tempo. And she flips that blanket over herself and she kind of goes into this like world. And then we have the mirror and like everything's so perfectly mirrored. And then it's that dance scene when Sandy is dancing with Jack and then Ellie is sliding in and out seamlessly, and he's dancing with both of them. I was like, this is Edgar Wright to a T right here.
So I watched, one of the first things I did when I got home was I watched the behind the scenes featurette on the movie. And one of the things that blew me mind. You're
still in London. You got to come home.
One of the things that blew my mind about that dancing, because that dancing is incredible, is there are no cuts, there are no edits. It is one
I figured
shot.
that they had both women,
take.
both actresses off screen, switching in and out.
They are both there, and they are switching in and out seamlessly. Like when he is dancing with Thomason, Anya is literally behind Matt, ducked behind him. So when the camera moves in a certain position, she comes up, she takes his hand, and she comes around. It's incredible to watch the behind the scenes on that, because it is done seamlessly. And to know that there's no cuts in that dance scene whatsoever is astonishing.
Yeah.
And it just shows the true talent he has as a director.
Mm-hmm. So that was the first big scene that made me go like, this is what we're getting. And I was like, yep, it's Edgar Wright, and I am in 100% now.
Yes, 100%. I like the way that it went back and forth between the two, and the fact that it was so seamless. It didn't have like a herky-jerky film style, and to me that can take you out of the moment, and I think that this definitely kept you in it.
One of the other things I found really astonishing, and it's one of the reasons why I want to go back and watch the movie again just to see if I notice more of it, is, you know, there's those scenes where you're seeing Sandy, which is Anya Taylor-Joy's character. There's Sandy and Ellie. You're seeing Sandy with Jack in the club, and Ellie is in the mirrors. And then it switches off from time to time where Jack is with Ellie and Sandy is in the mirrors, is in the reflection. It's what was so great about that is anytime Sandy is in the reflection, it is a reflection of Sandy, of what she would be. But anytime Ellie was in the reflection, Ellie was looking in.
Yeah.
Sandy was never looking in. It was always Ellie looking in when she was in the reflection. But there were certain moments like where after Jack punches the guy on the dance floor and they're running through the club and they're running past mirrors. They're running past mirrors so quick, but Edgar is always so great with continuity that you can see Ellie.
Yeah.
Like she runs through those mirrors just as fast as Jack and Sandy do. And I want to go back and rewatch the movie to see if there are other moments like that I missed. Because I'm sure there are.
So many things I want to rewatch this movie. I just haven't decided to pay more money to go back to the theater. I mean, I definitely will rewatch it. And when it is out in a like Blu-ray physical form, I will buy it, have it on my shelf in my collection. And then I'm sure me and Daphne will do a deeper dive on it on Run for Your Lives once it's out in a more wide, capacity as well for people. So I'm excited to dig back into it, but I want to look for little things like that. And then I'll go ahead and just say the main thing I really want to look back, and maybe you remember because it's fresher on your mind, but it's one of those things because you get the big reveal at the end. So then you kind of want to go back and be like, oh, well, what are the little clues reaching to that? Because I remember Sandy is giving all these men different nicknames, different names. And then we find out. Is it
oh yeah, it's there. I mean,
it's what was his name? It was
Lindsay. Yes.
That he ends up being the police officer. And is Alex the name that she gave him?
Yes.
Okay. Because whenever Ellie thinks that he is Jack and then he killed Sandy, and he goes, she goes, I know what you did. You killed Sandy. He goes, if anybody killed Sandy, Alex did. And I was he's talking about her.
He says you should talk to Alex, which because he's like, if you really want to know who killed her, you should talk to Alex. And I was like, well, wait a minute. And I remember watching that movie because the two people I was with, we actually looked at that scene two different ways. And I'm glad you brought this up because again, this is spoilerful. So we're going to talk about that twist ending. Because the trailers and the movie, the entire time you are led to believe that Sandy is murdered and Jack is the killer because it is the vision that Ellie sees. And she is convinced that Terrence Stamp is Jack in the present day. And the twist of it is, and there's a scene where, you know, we see Sandy meeting all the guys that she ends up sleeping with or prostitutes herself out to. And one of them is a cop. And she gives him the name Alex.
Yeah.
Which I have to go back and rewatch that scene. I'm pretty confident she gave him the name Alex.
And that's what, because I was thinking about it. I was like, because I know she
Yes.
gave a bunch of different names. Alex.
She
was
gives
one
the
of them.
name Alex.
I was like, it
Alexis,
has to be
Lexi.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all.
He had to have been, the cop had to have been, which is Lindsay, which is the old man who we are led to believe is Jack most of the movie. But I believe Alex is the name she gave him, because that's that line when he's talking to Ellie of being, you should talk to Alex. And he's something, like Alex would know about if Sandy died. And that's the name that she gave him. So it's kind of his underhanded way of being like, you're seeing things wrong here, and you should.
Well, see, and so this is the way, like, me and the two people what I was with, they saw it one way, I saw it another. The way they saw that scene was that he says, like, if you really want to find out what happened to her, you should ask Alex, or whatever pocket of hell she's in right now. They took that scene and they heard that and they were like, okay, that's not Jack. Who the hell is Alex? I took that scene as in, okay, this is Jack. He's telling Ellie she should go to hell because he's not going to admit to anything.
Yeah, I was kind of in a middle place on that, where I still was convinced he was Jack at that point.
I was too. I was convinced I was convinced he was
but
Jack
I knew
until
but I knew he was talking about Sandy, as in you should talk to her. But yeah, it was this kind of weird, like, like talk to her. And so I was kind of trying to figure out, I was like, well, is she still alive? Or like you said, is like, if you're having some kind of, convening with the dead, well, you can talk to her about what happened. And it almost kind of felt like a victim blaming thing. I was like, oh, she brought it upon herself, or, they're still playing with that a little bit where you don't know.
Yeah. And that's what I took it as. I took it as it was pretty much victim blaming. He was blaming the victims. He killed them all. They got what they deserved, but he was basically just telling her to go to hell. Yeah. Before he would admit to anything. It wasn't until he's hit and killed by the cab
Carol
driver
says,
that the bartender says, like, oh my God, Lindsay. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, Lindsay. And my immediate reaction was, well, then who the fuck is Jack? And it didn't. So there was even a part of me in the beginning of this movie when Ellie rents this room, and it's, rents the room from Mrs. Collins, and then you realize that this is also the room where Sandy lived when she was doing what she was doing back in the 60s. There was a part of me that was like, oh, Mrs. Collins is probably Sandy. And then you see her get murdered, and I'm like, okay, so it can't be Mrs. Collins. Like, that can't be her. Yes. So I wrote it off.
See, I wrote it off completely. The twist got me 100%. I never once suspected her of being Sandy.
So
I figured Sandy lived there and she was maybe hiding something or covering something, but I never put those together that they were one and the same. And so that did blow my mind a little bit.
Well, so when it got to the end and it got to the big reveal, when she reveals to Ellie, that she killed Jack because Jack was pimping her out and doing all these things to her, there was a part of me that was like, okay, like, that's kind of forgivable. Like, he was, if he was doing that to you, that's kind of forgivable. Like, I'm kind of missing what the plot is here. And there was a part of me that was almost a little disappointed, because it was like, well, I actually almost kind of called her being the killer earlier, or being Sandy earlier. I can kind of forgive her for killing Jack. And then it's when she says to Ellie, we'll drink your tea, dear. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This is going a little, like, wrong, because I think she's going to try and kill Ellie because Ellie knows who she is. And then after Ellie drinks the tea, and this is the moment I talked about where I was like, I fucking love this movie, when she reveals that not only did she kill Jack, but she killed every fucking person that came to her door and buried him in the floors and buried in the walls. I was like, this shit just got darker so much faster, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, and it did a good job of setting up little details throughout the movie. Yeah, that when that reveal happens, it's like you become like a character in the movie where, like, your brain starts reeling, like, oh shit, and then that thing, and then that thing, and it all starts to make sense. Because when she first moved into that little apartment, and she said, when it starts getting hotter outside, make sure you plug the drains because the smells come up. Well, it's
Oh,
because
I
you have
didn't
a
even
bunch of
think of that.
you have a bunch of bodies
Yeah.
hiding under the floor and in the walls, of course. And
Yeah,
then
of course.
when Ellie is at the library trying to find, Sandy's missing
She's
persons
coming
report,
across all
and
those
all of the
victims.
articles she's
Yeah.
coming across in
All
those
the
years
missing
are
men,
the
yes.
missing men that
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love those little details that you miss if you're not paying attention.
And
But
then
when something is revealed, you're like, oh my God.
and at this point now,
And the
like
ghost men too.
well, and at this point now, my mind is working overtime. Like I'm like, okay, what the hell else is going on? And then she's getting chased by all the ghosts upstairs, and I'm like, well, why are these ghosts chasing her? Oh, it must be because she made herself look like Sandy. So now they're going after Sandy because what she didn't do anything wrong? They're going after Sandy because they think she's Sandy. And then they hand her the phone and they're talking for help, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
What? Yeah.
And I thought more about
All the
that
ghosts
situation.
with the creepy faces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought more about that situation, and I think the moment that what happens is because at first Ellie is just looking in to this dream as an outside viewer until there's the moment where the one man is about to sleep with Sandy. Well, that's the nice way to put it.
Yeah.
And about to, and then Ellie just kind of loses it and gets in the guy's face and screams, "Leave her alone." And the guy looks and faces her, and there is a spiritual connection between Ellie and that ghost. And I think that is the moment where the line is crossed, and now the ghosts know she's there, and they're like, somebody has this ability, this power, somebody from the outside who can communicate and solve what's gone on. So now it's time for us, because we can cross over to her and kind of infect her mind and reach out to her. So she thinks they're haunting her, coming after her because she's Sandy or, whatever, or she's a beautiful woman and they're after her. But really it's at that point where that's crossed over, where these ghosts now realize we have an in on the outside, and now we have to reach out to her. Because even in the library, the most they ever do is one of them then puts his hand on her shoulder, and then she freaks out and runs. Obviously, who wouldn't? But I think even at that moment, he's looking for help. Like, pay attention to the computer screen. That's me right there. I'm the missing man. Something happened to me.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, there's all those clues that were sitting right there, and that these guys have always been there to try and get her attention rather than harm her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and on the note of her ability of whatever it is, because they never really truly explain it. Like it's kind of revealed in the middle that she has a way of communicating
they
with
set
her
it up
mother
pretty early in the movie, because
Or-
her and her grand, she's like, I haven't seen mom in a little bit. That's like the first 5 minutes of the movie where she's just like,
but they never explain what it is. Like they
Yeah.
never explain what it is. It's just the
Right.
fact that she has this ability to be able to see her mother.
Mhm.
Yes.
But what I found intriguing too, when I sat back and I thought about it after the movie was over, is there's a little bit of brilliant writing in there too, in that it's revealed that her mother committed suicide because psychologically she wasn't right. So there's also a part in the beginning of the movie that leads you down a path of like, okay, could this all be in her head?
Mhm.
Is this hereditary? Is this something she got from her mother? Is she
Yeah. And it might be.
psychologically?
I wondered
her
that.
mother might have
harmful.
shared the same ability, but
Yeah.
it's real, and her
Yeah.
mother just couldn't handle what it brought upon her.
Yeah. That's
Well, yeah,
what I
that-
wondered too. Is
that could be
if
the
it
other
was
part
Too
is-
much for her mom.
Yeah, that could be the other part. Is that why her mother killed herself?
Mhm.
Is that she couldn't
Yeah.
she had this same ability and she couldn't handle it. So getting to the music aspect of it, one of the other things behind the scenes, or in that behind the scenes featurette, that I loved, and it didn't surprise me whatsoever, is that Edgar Wright revealed that a number of the songs on the soundtrack he already had before the movie was even written.
Mhm.
I'm not surprised at all.
He's done that with a lot of his movies.
And
where
James
Yeah.
Gunn is
He
another
kinda
one that does that.
builds the soundtrack first and then figures out how to work the
Mhm.
movie in with it. Because, like I think Daphne mentioned, and when we did our Edgar Wright episode here on Wilhelm, we talked about that a lot. Is soundtrack is a character in his movies, where
It is.
every song and the score and everything has a part to play in the story.
Yeah. I mean, and so the fact that he had the soundtrack done already didn't surprise me. And in fact, he even says in the behind the scenes featurette that, he had these songs out and listed when he had the idea for Last Night in Soho. And every once in a while he would hear one of them on the radio, and it would always remind him, like, shit, I need to get back to writing Last Night in Soho. It would be a constant, those songs would be a reminder for him that he had to get back.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that he also revealed too, that he had Anya Taylor-Joy chosen for Sandy before the script was even done. Like, he had her in mind
Wow.
for that role from the beginning, from
That's
the
cool.
the imagining of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
which
He actually sings a couple of the songs on the soundtrack because I can't watch the movie again. So I went and was looking for the soundtrack so I could just get in that headspace because Downtown was going through my head like all day on Monday.
yeah, well, Downtown, yeah, she is on the soundtrack and she does sing that.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they did 2 versions of that song. They did a very
Yes.
straightforward, but like very similar to the original song, and then they did the acoustic one that's actually in the film.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I think they're both on the soundtrack, but the
They
acoustic
are.
one is the only one that's in the film. And when choosing them, he said, yeah, we're going with that one. He said, because
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
ominous and
It's got a haunting feel to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. I've been geeking out a lot about this movie. Daphne, I feel like Pake and I have kind of hijacked this conversation. So I apologize because
I'm enjoying listening to the two of you talk about it because you're bringing up things that I had forgotten, or not forgotten, but hadn't connected in my head yet. I mean, one thing that stood out for me, the men that kept appearing at first, it seemed like it was just a couple, and then by the end, I mean, they were coming up through the floorboards, grabbing at her, and at that time too, I did not know that they were looking to her for help because I still was thinking, no, Jack killed Sandy.
Oh, I was convinced that Jack had killed Sandy because that was the vision that she saw.
Yeah.
So like,
and then she saw the corrected vision of what really happened. And I was kind of like, good for you, Sandy. Take him out. Because he lured her in by being this very charming, debonair man. And wined and not necessarily dined, but he chatted her up and got her interested. She thought he was interested in her. And then he just pimped her out. And she was shocked that he was trying to do those things to her because she thought he loved her.
Well, and Edgar even mentions this in the behind the scenes, which again, if you've seen the movie, I recommend going on YouTube and just watch. It's about 15 minutes, and there's a lot of insight into the making of the movie and the story behind it. But he even reveals in there too that when it comes to Jack's character, he legitimately feels that Jack did truly feel he can make her a star. But the method in that he did it was just what was normal in the 60s for people of his stature.
Yeah.
So he really was just doing what he knew. He really did legitimately think he could make her a star, but this was just the process that he was going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he says he thinks Jack was very genuine in what he promised. It was just a very nefarious way of going about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have a question for you about Jack. I wonder what you take on it, both of you. Because when Ellie is seeing all of these ghosts in different things, and she's having these, what she thinks is like a hallucinogenic trip, or, this like nervous breakdown. Yes. And she's seeing these spirits, these ghosts everywhere. And she's seeing Jack as well. She sees them, on the, stairs down to the tube. Or when she sees Lindsay, she sees Jack. Is it her own mind making that connection? Like, oh, that's who that is. Or do you think the ghost of Jack really was there in that moment? And it was kind of him trying to be like, this guy's a cop. You need to talk to him.
Oh, I think after the reveal at the end.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think after the reveal at the end, I think Jack's ghost really was there. I think he was was another
Jack
one of the spirits there.
Trying to lead her to Lindsay. So there's this connection between those. Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely think they were leading her to Lindsay. She made a misconnection in the two.
Definitely.
She thought that Lindsay was Jack, but they were leading her to Lindsay to attempt to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't mention, Ben, that the younger Lindsay, which we didn't see very much at all, was played by Sam Claflin, who was in The Hunger Games. He played Finnick Odair.
That was Finnick?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Lots of little nuggets in this. Lots of little nuggets, because when you look at it and you think you know who it is and you're racking your brain because they don't look the same. Like there's just he doesn't look the same. I would never have known till I looked it up.
I can't wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why can't I find him in the list of
I think I miss details in movies because I get stuck on, oh my gosh, where have I seen them? And it will go in my head, and I think it distracts me because the bartender Carol, I looked at her and I'm like, I've seen her. Where have I seen her? She was on a British comedy called Father Ted. She played the maid or the caretaker lady, Mrs. Doyle. And so I'm looking at her thinking, you don't look like Mrs. Doyle, but you are Mrs. Well, again, I think my brain just gets connected to that. And I'm trying to figure out who people are.
Well, Edgar also, up until this movie, actually in Baby Driver, he didn't really do it either. I mean, he tended to use a lot of the same people.
He used a lot of same people throughout the Cornetto trilogy, but I think these other like standalones, he likes to kind of fresh cast.
Yeah, he's been using different casts for them, and that's great. It's a way to separate himself as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
After this, and God, IMDb does not have Lindsay listed in the.
Yeah, but Wikipedia does.
Okay, fair enough. I do believe you. It's just it just blows my mind that's another. I mean, again, like I didn't even realize Anya Taylor-Joy was in Split and Glass. Well, I wouldn't have known her in Glass because I haven't seen Glass yet. I've only seen Split.
She was really good in Split. And Thomasine McKenzie, she looked familiar to me, but I couldn't, for some reason, I let it go enough and just watched the movie. But I had just seen her as Maddox in Old because I watched that recently.
I haven't watched Old yet either.
Yeah, she's really good.
She's another one.
To seeing her in more.
Yeah, she's another one that after this movie, I think we're going to see big things from.
Yeah,
or bigger things from.
She's very talented.
Because I do remember her from Jojo Rabbit, which is another.
That's where I know her from. Like,
yeah,
I didn't make that connection while watching it, but of course, I like to do my IMDb like trivia and stuff after I see a movie, and I go through the cast, and I was like, that's right, she was the girl in Jojo Rabbit.
Yep, she's the girl in Jojo Rabbit, and that's another movie that like.
I love that one so much. Again, that's my like pillars of directors, like within my top 3 directors.
Taika, Edgar Wright,
and Edgar are both in there, so it's
mine as well.
Yeah, you can't ask you to pick just one because you like both of them so much.
I mean, no, I have an order.
Oh yeah, Edgar is above
Edgar's
Taika.
number one.
Don't get me wrong, I love Taika, but Edgar is above Taika.
I think right now my top 3 like are Edgar Wright, Mike Flanagan, and Taika Waititi. Like I think that's kind of where I lie right now.
Man, oh, never mind. I was thinking of Squid Game, which fucking broke me. But
we'll that's a conversation for another day, Ben. I feel like that deserves.
It's a conversation for a different podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very good.
So
series on Netflix.
Any other things that we kind of want to bring up about this? Because we did kind of geek out, but I feel like we did cover a lot of what this movie entails.
Mm-hmm. I guess the only like little nitpick or like hang up I had, but maybe you guys can clear it up, is again with the T of having Sandy, Alexandra Collins, Miss Collins, poisoning. Oh, is she poisoning or is it more like a sleeping pill situation?
Oh no,
I believe it was poison.
Yeah.
But
I think she was poisoning her.
But of course, nothing really happens of it. I mean, like she fights her off, whatever, and then they kind of have this understanding. And she leaves the burning house. Like either she didn't drink enough. Yeah, she didn't drink enough. She vomited up some.
Yeah.
And then she was taken to the hospital. So maybe she was awake enough to tell them, like, I ingested something and that's just off screen. And they would have made sure to take care of it. So I let it go. But it was one of those little things I was hung up for just a second. Like, it's weird for them to kind of introduce, like, oh, shit, I'm going to poison you. And then, like, nothing really come of it. But again, in the grand scheme of things, it's minor.
Well, she didn't drink all of the tea. Like, she stopped drinking it.
Yeah.
She had only
So
sipped
she
it.
didn't
It was like
ingest
one
all
or-
of it.
yeah.
She'd only had a little.
Yeah, she had
Luckily,
only
she was
sipped it.
able to keep her wits about her.
She had only sipped it before she dropped it.
Yeah.
But it did make me realize though that Miss Collins actually did seal her own fate in this, because had she not told Ellie there was a letter waiting for her in the pile, Ellie
Mhm.
would have never known.
Yeah.
She would have never
No.
put it together that she was Alex, that she was Sandy.
Yeah. She was just gonna leave. Like that was
So she
She was
kind of
just gonna
sealed her
move
own
out.
fate when she told her, you know, there's a letter for you. It's in the pile.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think she
Man.
knew just how deep that Ellie had gone into looking into Sandy and the story,
Mhm.
and that she would start to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the only other note I really had, I see note, I didn't take notes, but mental note.
Mental note.
Is just the very ending of the movie I thought was really poignant and kind of a cool little thing, is because of course we have that, that connection with her mother, and it was cool that her like grandma and John are there at her, big fashion, moment, and getting to see her designs and see this.
Oh,
But then when the mirror kind of switches from her mother and it's Sandy standing in there, and they have this moment we just kind of the touch that we'd seen a couple times throughout the movie. And I think that was really cool, because even though this woman just tried to kill her a couple months before or whatever,
and is a flat out serial killer.
yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
but there was still, because of everything that she kind of experienced herself and witnessed this woman go through, she still had this connection with her, and it almost, we see it. Miss Collins lets her go at the end, and finally is like, no, you're right. Like, you deserve to go on. I've been in a prison my whole life, but this is my penance. And so now, as like a spirit on the other side, she's kind of not really a mentor, but like she's
Almost a
supporter
guardian
of there, like a guardian. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she's like,
yeah, guardian. I
I've
would
got
say
your back.
guardian.
Like now that you are a survivor. And
I'm going to
you are
make
strong.
sure what happened to me does not happen to you.
Yeah,
I am a
Yes.
guardian of you now. And I want to
I
say
think they
too,
definitely have a connection. They
Yeah.
definitely have a connection beyond just what happened at the house. I think she's probably going to see her like she sees her mother
yeah,
from
absolutely.
time to time.
Two notes I have on my end. And then Daphne, if you have any final notes, we'll go over yours, then we'll kind of get ready to wrap it up. But when the movie first starts and we see Ellie dancing in the dress made of newspaper, which I thought was awesome.
Oh, I love that.
Dancing to like the 60s music, and we're in like this small little London village. It's very difficult in that moment to determine the time period
mm-hmm.
of the movie.
Yes.
It wasn't until she was on the train with Beat headphones
Yeah,
that I was
Yes.
like, okay, this is today. Like, this is
Yes.
modern day movie right now.
Mhm.
Because this could have been like early 90s, jumping back to the 60s. It could have been whatever, but the Beats headphones were actually what established the time period for me in the beginning of the movie.
Mhm.
The other note I have,
Yes.
my final note, is that, Daphne, you said earlier, you're somebody who doesn't watch trailers. And I know a lot of people who don't watch trailers because they don't want the movie given away
Mhm.
before they watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this is a movie you can watch the trailer, because the
Yes.
twist, and if you're listening to this, obviously you know this already, the twist, because I went back and I watched all the trailers again before we started recording, because I wanted to see if there were any hints to the twist in any of the trailers. There are none.
Mhm.
There are
Just
no
good.
hints
Yeah.
to what the twist is going to be in any of the trailers. So the trailers are well cut, and they keep that twist a secret.
And it really shouldn't be a surprise, though, because I watched a couple of them after I saw the movie. It's not a surprise because Edgar Wright is very careful, and you know that his hand is on everything, because when you see the trailer and even the movie posters, there's just something very special
Mhm.
about it.
I'm still disappointed, and I know our friend Jason is too, that Edgar never got to do Ant-Man,
I know,
because
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen what Edgar could do with a Marvel movie.
Well, maybe in the future.
We know Taika is
We could
doing
do-
Star Wars, so maybe Edgar can be tapped for Star Wars, or maybe they'll tap him for another Marvel project. Who knows?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
You never know.
I did learn an interesting fact about Scott Pilgrim today, Pake, that I didn't know.
Oh yeah,
If you go back and watch the movie again, which I'm sure we both will at some point in the future,
Oh yeah.
pay attention because almost very rarely do you ever see them blink.
Mhm.
Because Edgar wanted it to be as close to a comic book as possible, and they don't
Yes.
blink in comics.
Oh my goodness.
So very, very rarely do they ever blink in the movie.
Yeah.
He really dives, he goes all in with these movies.
His attention to
Because
detail
he
is
looks at
phenomenal.
Every single little thing, even the music and the clothes and everything that he put into this film, the newspaper dress, all of it was just amazing.
Yep. Any final notes on your end, Daphne?
Nope, I am good. You guys have covered everything. I'm
Our
just
Geek Out
excited to
stole
have a
all your
chance to
notes?
talk about it. You kind of did, but I'm
Sorry.
okay with it because I like being here and just listening to the two of you. So it's kind of cool to be able to just chime in with a few of my little tidbits. But I've enjoyed listening to you two, and it's actually made me want to go watch it again even more. So
I have
I don't
AMC
know. I might
A-list.
have to spend the money.
I have AMC A-list, not a sponsor, although they should be. And I get to go see 3 movies a week, like for free with that subscription. Yeah, I'm probably going to be using them again. And I'm going to be using it to go see
I
this
think
again.
you have to.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I just want to be able to look at the connections, like Pake was saying earlier, the little connections that happen throughout the movie to see if I could really figure out like what was going on before. Because I didn't, and I usually am pretty good at figuring things out, but not this time.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Daphne, I'll start with you. Scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this movie? And I'm throwing this on you. I didn't tell you I was going to do this.
Oh my gosh. We stopped doing this on Run for Your Lives. You know what? I have to give it a solid 9. I really liked it.
Okay. Pake, how about you?
I mean, I want to just say 10 and just go get away with that. Like, but is that allowed? It's like, is anything really perfect?
Well, here's the
But, I mean, honestly, if we're doing decimals like we did on Run for Your Lives a lot, like I feel perfectly comfortable like a 9.8. Honestly,
well,
like
let me
let
me put it this way then. Rather, when we did our top 5, there were only 5 movies. Now there are 6. Where does it fall in the top 6 of Edgar Wright?
Oh man,
does it surpass Scott Pilgrim?
That's a good question.
Does not surpass Scott Pilgrim.
Okay, so
No.
it's at least 2.
Yeah. Honestly,
And this could change upon second viewing too.
It's so hard.
Mhm.
But
Because there's
on
even
instinct
now
right
we
now.
have like the Cornetto trilogy kind of does its own thing, and then we have these 3 movies that are kind of their standalone stories are a lot more
In depth and
Yeah.
detailed. Yeah.
more cinematic experiences.
Because
in a way.
I'm not gonna lie,
And-
as much as we joke about the fact that in the first 5 episodes of Wilhelm, I've mentioned Baby Driver in 3 of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna take another viewing or two to certify it. This might edge out Baby Driver.
It doesn't quite do
Oh.
that for me, just because I think the music, no pun intended, drives a lot better in Baby Driver.
I agree.
It's a lot. So
but
I think-
story-wise, I think
not
this
to
is-
knock the Cornetto trilogy, because I do love them deeply, but I think they kind of fall on that back end to where they would be like the bottom 3, and then I think these like more cinematic, like very in-depth.
So this would
visual
be about
experiences.
third.
But I would put it in third. I would put it like
Okay.
right behind Baby Driver and Scott Pilgrim.
Top
yeah.
3, that's still
Yeah.
upper echelon. So yeah, for me,
Yeah, I think I'd put it at number 1. I think for me it's number 1.
of Edgar Wright.
Mhm.
Edgar Wright films. Yeah, for me it might be
Yeah.
it's teeter in 2 and 3. Like
Yeah.
again, I need another viewing or 2 to kind of certify it, but it's
Mhm.
teetering on 2 with Baby Driver going down the 3rd. But again, as far as decimals or as far as top the 1 to 10, it's a 9. It's a solid.
It's like I would
9.
like teeter with that, and then you could start playing
Yeah.
bell bottoms. I'd be like, no, fuck it, you're right. Baby Driver
Nope,
is still.
nope, Baby
Yeah.
Driver wins. Bill Bottom.
It's so
Yeah.
hard. It's
I mean,
so hard.
I will give Baby Driver that. The soundtrack for Baby Driver is just amazing. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
But the
It's one of the best.
but the soundtrack to this movie is
really
not a
is.
slouch. Like
No, not at
it's
all.
a great
No.
soundtrack. But
Yes,
but
I've
the
listened to it
soundtrack
already.
to Baby Driver is just so more varied and diverse than like this was Last Night in Soho soundtrack is purely like 60s.
It's very England 60s.
Yes, it's very British
Yes.
pop rock 60s, whereas Baby
Yeah.
Driver is everything from Beck to like it's
from Beck to Queen
it's
to what Egyptian reggae. So
it's very diverse and more eclectic. So
yeah,
soundtrack wise, Baby Driver wins. Story wise, I think Last Night in Soho might edge it out. But again,
Yeah.
it's just take the top 6, toss them in the air, whatever order they land in. That's the top 5. That's cool. So ordinarily, you know what? Before I go into that, what's on the horizon for Run for Your Lives? What have you guys done? What's coming up? How can people listen?
All right. So today we dropped, because I'm assuming this is on Friday, which is when ours come out as well. When these, so we are releasing our episode on Mayhem, the 2017 movie with Stephen Yeun and Samara Weaving. And yeah, so that is the newest episode that is up today that people can go listen to. And we had a blast with that one.
That's such a great movie.
Samara Weaving can't do anything wrong, really. I think she's amazing.
I will watch almost anything with Samara Weaving. Like Mayhem is fantastic. Ready or Not, man.
Yeah, Ready or Not.
I
think that
Ready or
one.
Not.
I think that one's on the horizon for Run for Your Lives.
Yeah.
It feels like maybe it's a little
Has to
stretch
be.
to cover it on that one, but also like it's worth it because we're gonna cover Soho on there too at some point too. So
we are.
Yeah.
Last episode of Wilhelm was the top 5 horror movies with our friend Jamie, and I did bring up Ready or Not, and Jamie has since watched it.
Nice.
And she messaged me like a number of times, and she's like, "Thank you for recommending this movie," because she hadn't seen it before we recorded Wilhelm, and like now she like loves the movie.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's fun. I know it's a horror movie, and I know that people get killed, but there's just something fun about that movie. And there's a heroine who you think she isn't as strong as she turns out to be, and I like that.
So, how can people listen? How can they find Run for Your Lives and listen?
We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on Amazon Music. We're on YouTube. All the links to everything is at runforyourlivespodcast.com. Cool.
Easy enough. Ordinarily for Wilhelm, I don't usually ask for feedback because there's the format of this podcast is so freeform that I never know what episodes are going to be in what order unless I advertise them ahead of time. So it's kind of difficult to do feedback. However, I want to know what people think of this movie. Like I personally want to know. I don't know if it's going to get mentioned on future episodes of Wilhelm. I'm for my own personal curiosity. I want to know what people think. So I want to encourage people this time to go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/the Wilhelm podcast, and comment your thoughts on the movie. If you're commenting on Facebook, don't put any spoilers in there for people who haven't seen it. If you want to comment spoilers, message me directly through the Facebook page or email me directly at the Wilhelm podcast at gmail.com. But I want to know what you thought. Do you agree with our thoughts? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it could be better? Where does it fall in the scope of Edgar Wright films? Where does it fall in the scope of horror, suspense, thriller? Let me know your thoughts. Again, facebook.com/the Wilhelm podcast. Direct message for spoilers or email me directly at the Wilhelm podcast at gmail.com. Future episodes of Wilhelm coming up in 2 weeks. Jason Kabasi, who was on the very first episode of Wilhelm, is going to be coming back on. We're going to be doing top 5 favorite Steve Martin films, which is going to be difficult because there's so many good ones. So many good ones. It's not scheduled yet, but she made a promise and a commitment. But Pake, your co-host from Strange Indeed, Rima, is going to be coming on. We're going to be talking about top 5 favorite Keanu Reeves films.
Nice.
And then at some point before the end of the month or into the beginning of December, we're going to do the Matrix episode because the new Matrix movie is hitting in December as well. And then you can probably also expect a review episode of the Matrix like we did this. I like doing these review episodes.
Yeah.
Of Wilhelm. They're fun.
It's fun.
They're free-form conversations. There's no notes to be made ahead of time. We just come on and talk about them. So expect one for the Matrix. I'd say expect one for Ghostbusters Afterlife, but that one's actually going to be on Watched It in the 80s with our friend Davian.
Cool.
Because he came on to do Ghostbusters here, so we're going to do the Ghostbusters Afterlife review on his podcast.
Awesome.
Expect a Christmas episode or two in December as well. And then January's James Bond month, which I'm gearing up for soon too.
I need to start. I started and then just kind of dropped off because I'm busy with so many things, but I made it through like the first like 3 movies. I'm starting from the very beginning and then working my way. So
I also have to bring this up too. In terms of Podcastica podcast, which is Strange Indeed, like I mentioned, you and Rima, starting November 19th, Amazon is going to be airing its new series Wheel of Time off the Robert Jordan books, and I am going to be co-hosting House Podcastica on Podcastica for a couple of weeks, covering that series with our friends Greg and Wendy. So podcastica.com. Podcastica.com is where you can find all the information on that. So if you're watching Wheel of Time on Amazon, you can go and you can find the details on how you can listen to that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I know literally nothing about that series. I never read any of the books, but I have Amazon Prime, so I will be watching and I will be listening to you guys cover it on House Podcastica.
Nice.
Yeah. And Ben, don't forget, you'll be joining us over on Run for Your Lives in December. I think the episode will come out at the end or early January to cover a movie, and maybe we'll get another special monologue.
Oh, I will come up with a monologue for that movie in particular. Because trust me, guys, that episode, you're not going to want to miss a thing. So glad you saw what I did there.
I like it.
Hint as to what movie we are covering.
Yes. And if you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to our episode with Ben where we covered Independence Day last summer, because there's a very special speech at the end.
Yes. President Whitmore makes a return, but in my voice like a Muppet or a puppet. Muppet is copyrighted. I know this was last minute. Basically considering I left the theater and said, hey, I want a podcast about this. Who wants to join me? So I appreciate you guys coming on such short notice to talk about it, but I knew you guys would be great guests for it. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Wilhelm. As always, thank you for being a part of the audience and listening and for leaving the feedback. Leave me feedback on your thoughts on Last Night in Soho. And if you've listened this far and you haven't seen it yet, what the hell are you doing? Go to the theater and see this movie. And that's all I have to.
Don't miss it.
No.
Give Edgar Wright some love.
Yes. True. Yes. And you know what? Give going back to theater some love. You know, because we need to help cinema. We need to revive going to theaters to see movies again. If you don't feel safe enough, wear a mask. It's fine. Nobody's going to judge you for wearing a mask for 2.5 hours during a movie. That includes trailers. I'm so happy to finally be back to theaters.
Yes. It'll be, because I think I'm going to go tomorrow to see Eternals. So it'll be 3 days within this week. And it's so nice to be back.
And I've got
movies again.
I've got so many lined up between Eternals, Ghostbusters, Spider-Man, Matrix. There's so many movies coming out that I'm going to be returning to theaters to see. I'm so excited. Get back to theaters, help revive the theater industry. But on that note, until next time, we'll see you on the next episode of Wilhelm. Take care.